Good Morning Richmond starts now.
It is 6 o'clock on your Wednesday morning. Happy hump day, everybody. You've made it to the middle of the week. Thanks for joining us for Good Morning Richmond. I'm Morgan Dean.
And I'm Amanda Malkowski.
And I'm Whitney Harris. We'll get to your headlines and news where you live in just a moment, but let's start with your storm tracker weather first. And it's just hot and humid. Good day probably to go to the beach or maybe just stay inside in the AC. I don't know.
Yeah, get that AC pumping, Matt.
Yeah, already looks hazy out there, man.
Real hazy. And we just showed this shot 7 minutes ago. We're looking at the sun trying to come up over the horizon. Well, now it's 6:01. So you're seeing, and I mentioned the low clouds that we're moving on in, and you can see the low clouds and the haze out there. Now, these low clouds will burn off. The sunshine will come back out, and it will be hot. And it's really humid this morning. That dew point at 72. It's just we can walk outside, and it's just like, oh, so sultry, so steamy. 73 in Ashland, the same in Glen Allen. Good morning, Mechanicsville. You're at 73, 72 in Short Pump. Let's go south now in Chesterfield County. Low 70s, Winter Park to the Pocahontas State Park. 74 Wood Lake, 75, 76 Colonial Heights and Petersburg this morning. The clouds that we have, again, will thin on out. We'll see some sunshine today, partly sunny, hot and humid. No real weather systems coming at us, but we can't rule out that risk of that pop-up thunderstorm this afternoon. 77 at 8 o'clock, 88 noontime, hot, humid, high today 92. Base chance of thunderstorms about 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. 6:02 now. Let's get over to Katie and talk about that morning commute. Good morning, Katie.
Good morning, Matt. Starting with what actually happened last night, I-95 is now back open this morning after a tractor trailer overturned near exit 74 in Richmond. That's near I-64. The crash happened just before 9:30 last night. No one was hurt in the accident. No word on if any charges will be filed, but the truck was carrying 70,000 pounds of metal links. Quite a lot to clean up there. And let's take a look at what's going on right now. Again, all lanes are now back open on I-95, so there are no issues there. Everything looking pretty good. I-64 in Goochland County, the construction there has wrapped up. 64 Bottoms Bridge, no issues. I-95 at Crater Road, even traffic coming into the city northbound. I-95 there at Maury Street, no issues. Let's talk about a few construction zones, though, here in Chesterfield County. Just one small little stretch, but this cut through the one Old Buckingham Road, in between Old Buckingham Road and Huguenot. Just a small little stretch there, but that cut through that gets you to Huguenot Road, that's going to be closed both directions, north and southbound there, until July 22nd. The detour is actually through the bank parking lot. That is per VDOT, so if you're trying to find a way around, that's your best bet there. And then also watch out for the left lane closed on 288 southbound, right near Broad Street. They're doing some work until 6:30.
Breaking news now.
Breaking news out of Henrico County this morning. Police investigating a shooting that sent one man to the hospital.
8 News reporter Roxy Bustamante is live in Henrico with the breaking details. Roxy?
Good morning, Amanda. Still a very active crime scene here off Okeana Drive. Take a look. We've had investigators going in and out of this apartment here off Oakland Village Apartments. Now, they've been going in and out of this apartment, searching the area for hours now. They're telling us a shooting happened here just after 1 this morning, and they found a man lying in the apartment with a gunshot wound. He was rushed to the hospital. We are still waiting to learn more about his condition. Police say there is not a threat to the community right now, but no word yet on whether they have a suspect or not. They're asking anyone with information to call Crime Stoppers at 780-1000. Of course, still a very active crime scene. You can see that it's still taped off here. Of course, we'll keep you updated with the latest both here on 8 News and our website, WRAC.com. Reporting in Henrico County, Roxy Bustamante, 8 News.
At 6:05 new this morning, police in Norfolk are investigating a possible Facebook Live triple shooting. Police tell our sister station Wavy that 3 men were seriously injured in a shooting, and there could be video of the incident online. You're looking at this video here. It shows 3 men sitting in a car listening to music, and about 5 minutes into the video, you can hear some gunshots, and then the video continues broadcasting from what appears to be the floor of the car.
On developing news this morning, a woman is recovering after being stabbed at the Midlothian Village Apartments. Richmond police say a call came in around 9:45 last night saying 7 people were shot. Then another call said there was a stabbing. When they arrived, they found 1 female victim with non-life-threatening injuries. Developing now in Baton Rouge, police have arrested 3 suspects and are looking for a possible 4th accused of stealing several handguns.
Police say the heist was all part of an alleged plot to harm police officers there in Baton Rouge. The plot said to have been discovered while officers were responding to a burglary at a pawn shop. A Louisiana police official calls the alleged plot a substantial, credible threat to police there. The arrests come after the deadly police shooting of Alton Sterling and the killing of 5 police officers in Dallas last week. 6:06 now happening today. President Obama will meet with people from around the country, including activists, civil rights leaders, faith leaders, law enforcement, as well as elected officials. They'll be talking about ways to keep people safe, to build community trust, and to ensure justice for all Americans. Meanwhile, House Speaker Paul Ryan says a new bipartisan group will examine policing issues across the country. Ryan says he spoke with many representatives on how to come up with solutions. More information about that group expected to be announced later today. We'll have that information for you here on 8 News.
News 3 Live in Richmond community leaders are calling for an end to the violence. The auditorium was filled at Martin Luther King Jr. Middle School last night. The community was asked to offer their solutions to end the violence.
I mean, I'm not going to say that that's going to stop all of the crime, but if we start at home with a strong foundation, then our kids will have something positive to take out into the community.
The mayor of Richmond, the police chief, and the sheriff were all in attendance last night. Whitney?
In the days following the attack in Dallas, the people of RVA have extended their condolences to the fallen officers. The memorial to fallen officers in Bird Park is in full bloom. Several bouquets of flowers have been dropped off within the last week, and they've been placed in the officer's hands and at his feet. Beautiful image there. And these photos are from the Colonial Heights Police Department. They say they're so appreciative of the outpouring of support. You can see here in that picture, several people have dropped off flowers and cards, sticking them there on their police cars.
6:08 now happening in the day ahead. We expect to learn more about what the state is doing in response to the Zika virus. 8 News anchor Evan Armour following this story for us this morning. Evan, right now there have been 33 reported cases here in Virginia, right?
Yeah, there are, Morgan, and 6 of those are in Central Virginia. Those are the latest numbers we have from this state, and we should be getting another update on numbers from the health department a little later today. Now, this afternoon, health leaders are getting together to talk about the Zika virus. They'll cover what the state is doing to help prevent it and how hospitals and health systems are working together with the state to prepare to respond to any Zika-related needs that could come up. Now, a few people are set to speak today, including the state's health commissioner. Now, that news conference starts at 1 o'clock. Of course, we'll keep you updated on what we learned there. Morgan and Amanda?
All right, Evan, thanks. About 6:09 now. Let's head back over to Matt for a check on the forecast. And kind of hazy out there, hot and humid for sure.
Yeah, and when you and I came in, some of the roads were wet, Matt, but I never heard a drop of rain last night.
I did not either, no.
So yesterday evening, last night, there were some pretty good showers and storms. Gordonsville, Culpeper, throughout portions of Louisa County, all the way down to Cumberland, Buckingham, Blackstone, Crew. And that's the areas where we find some of our heavier fog this morning. We do have haze and some low clouds in and around Richmond, Ashland, and Chesterfield. But you see here, this is an area of concern if you're driving out 522, 33, 64 west. You're going to run into some fog here. Also some patchy fog right now. Blackstone, Crew. This is an area that, again, had some of those storms. We also have some patchy fog in and around Petersburg. But a lot of those bigger storms really kind of diminished and just gave us a few showers across the metro area. It was late last night, about 10 to around midnight. 73 is the common number for Ashland, Richmond, Chesterfield, even Quinton. 75 in Tappahannock, 70 in Emporia. Again, low clouds around for some of you. We're going to see these clouds break apart. Partly sunny today, hot and humid. Temperatures today will climb into the lower and let's get lower 90s. We're 73 out toward Ashland and Glen Allen this morning, and 72, 76 in Colonial Heights. Here's that forecast. Partly sunny, hot, humid, isolated storms, 92. Tomorrow, we're in the mid-90s. Same with Friday. And notice slightly cooler this weekend and a touch less humid. But still, it's July. It's 90s. It's hot. It's humid. Back over to you.
This woman is feeling a little honey less on her honeymoon. We'll show you some of her not so happy moments and what's trending.
That's okay. There's lots of wine in that country, let's face it. Plus, getting dental work done without pain. It's happening. We'll tell you all about it in 2 minutes. Katie?
And Matt just told you about some fog in the Petersburg area. Well, here it is, I-85 right at Fort Lee. You can see it from this camera here, but it doesn't seem to be causing any traffic issues. In fact, traffic all the way through I-95 at I-85, I-95 at Temple Avenue. No issues here. We'll talk a bit about a few construction zones, though, coming up in your full traffic report.
8 News Storm Tracker weather first.
Welcome back. Your time right now, 6:15 on your Wednesday morning. You're watching Good Morning Richmond on 8 News. Storm Tracker weather first, a live look outside. It's our PAL Height camera in Chesterfield County. Look at all those clouds. There's some haze, but some light working its way into the horizon there. 73 now, heading up into the 90s. Already hot and humid out there. That's full forecast in a moment. Well, group now pushing for nutrition labels on beer. Yeah, the Beer Institute wants information about ingredients and calories in beer on labels, packaging, and online as well. The group's also encouraging brewers to show when the beer was brewed. If this is approved, you could see changes by the end of the year 2020. So still a little bit of time to enjoy it without knowing what you're drinking there. Well, a third Tesla crash being reported while the car was in autopilot mode. The crashes are calling the safety of automatic driving features into question just as they're being added to more and more cars on the roadway. Right now, at least 2 federal safety agencies are looking into the most serious Tesla autopilot crash. That one, a fatal accident in Florida that happened back in May.
Nobody looks forward to having a cavity drilled by a dentist, but now there's a painless alternative, a liquid that can be brushed on cavities to stop tooth decay. The liquid is called silver diamine fluoride. It's been used in Japan for years, but it's available here in the U.S. now. Some dentists believe it may be good for children. Good Morning America will have a full report on the new dental procedure right after Good Morning Richmond. Whitney?
I think I'd certainly prefer that to, you know, having any other operation for your teeth. So I like that. All right, well, every child's dream is to visit Disney World, but for 5 children in California, they can experience the excitement right in their own grandfather's backyard. Steve Dobbs created this miniature theme park called Dobbs Land for his grandchildren and for people in his neighborhood. He says it started out with just an electric train, and it turned into this entire theme park with attractions inspired by Finding Nemo and Frozen.
That's awesome.
Look at the Dumbo ride there.
Right.
Did you see that?
As if it's not already fun enough to go visit your grandparents. I mean, if they have a whole theme park in the
Goofball Flight School.
There you go. That's pretty awesome for him.
Yeah.
I love that. Grandparents love to spoil the grandchildren, and that's just the ultimate way to spoil them.
And he paid for it, and it's probably a lot cheaper than taking them to Disney World all the time.
That's true, and they can go whenever they want when it's in the backyard.
Yeah, huge bill for Home Depot, but he didn't pay anything at Disney World or Disneyland there. So there you go, Matt. Is it a good day to spend time out in the backyard building your own version of a Disney World?
Yeah, on the jungle gym out there.
Go out there, do whatever you want, have a good time. It's going to be hot and humid. But here's the thing, right? If you're going to be working outside, please drink plenty of water, find some shade. Look at this. What a pretty picture, but also kind of shows that stickiness, the steaminess. You can see, oh, it feels nasty out there. I'm just telling you, right? Right now, dew point 72. That's the kind of steaminess that you're feeling. 73 degrees outside in terms of the temperature. Couple of things. First of all, hazy, hot, and humid for the next couple of days right through Friday. We'll lose a bit of the humidity and a touch of the heat this weekend, but it will build back up next week. Tomorrow and Friday are hottest days of the week with mid-90s. Isolated thunderstorms in the forecast for the next 8 days. No washouts. But again, pop-up storms cannot be ruled out in the afternoon and evening. Ashland, Glen Allen, 73. Mechanicsville, 73. We're sitting in the low 70s in Short Pump. But again, no matter where you are in Central Virginia this morning, it really feels sticky out there. 72 in Brandonville, Winter Pocket 72, mid-70s, Colonial Heights and Petersburg. We had a few showers and storms last night. Some of you had some pretty good cracks of thunder. It's all gone now, and we have some clouds, some low clouds. Those are beginning to break apart, excuse me, and we'll have a good deal of sunshine today. The showers back in West Virginia, just have those falling apart. I thought that would happen. May find a passing cloud to get worse, partly sunny. No real weather systems coming at us today, so the big story is heat and humidity creating the chance of storms, and that's what I'm conveying here in the forecast. Partly to mostly sunny. Hot, humid, chance of an isolated storm late in the day, high of 92. Look at the breakdown, 77 at 8 o'clock. Heading out for lunch today, running some errands this morning, 84, 10 o'clock, up to 88 by noontime. Into the afternoon, we're 92, hitting that at 4 o'clock. And even this evening, real steamy, upper 80s to even mid-80s by 8 p.m. and then slowly falling back into the mid-70s overnight tonight. Futurecast at 12:30, partly sunny skies. Futurecast trying to show you one of these pop-up showers I think that's a little early. Certainly from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. we have that chance of isolated storms, and then partly cloudy tonight. Temperatures dropping back into the mid-70s. I mentioned hot and humid Thursday, Friday, slightly less humid for Saturday and Sunday, but still the chance of those isolated storms. Back over to Katie now.
And now for a check of traffic. 6:20 this Wednesday morning. Matt, you were just telling us about some areas of fog, and we have some out there. Look at the center of your screen, I-85 at Fort Lee, and now even I-95 at Temple Avenue showing a little bit there. It doesn't seem to be thick enough to be causing traffic problems this morning. Of course, it's rush hour. We're starting to see that volume increase, but we don't have many lanes closed around town. Let's talk about this first one here. Chesterfield County, Old Buckingham Road, the cut through, just a short little thing. Both directions is going to be closed indefinitely through July 22nd. They're doing some work there, so if you're trying to get to Huguenot Road, that little cut through there is going to be closed. Again, this is between Old Buckingham Road and Huguenot through July 22nd. Keep that in mind. The official detour to get around that is actually through the Village Bank parking lot per VDOT, so it's okay to use that as a detour. The left lane also closed on 288 southbound until 6:30 this morning, but that, again, looking at the clock, it's about 9 minutes away. So hopefully by the time you're hearing this, we don't have any issues. And remember, we want to hear from you when news is happening in your neighborhood. Photos, videos, story ideas, anything you got going on. Even send us the good news to iReport8@WRSC.com or 804-330-8000. The time right now is 6:21. We'll be right back with your Storm Tracker weather first.
8 News Storm Tracker weather first.
All right, good morning, everybody. I'm 8 News Storm Tracker meteorologist Matt DiNardo. It's 6:25, very muggy out there this morning. 73, there's some patchy fog as well. By the 8 o'clock hour, you're heading into work, going to camp, 77, partly sunny, hot and humid today. See 88 at the lunch hour. We'll top it at 92. Watch out for an isolated storm. More heat in the forecast. We'll talk about that in a few minutes, but right now, what's trending? Here's Katie.
And you know what that sound means? Time to take a look at what's trending. Now, one woman's honeymoon was honeyless when her husband's visa didn't come in time. She still went, but Huma Mobin ended up going with her in-laws. So the only good thing to come out of the trip are these photos that, of course, have gone viral. After their engagement last July, Mobin's husband took a trip to Budapest and posted a photo with his invisible fiancée to show her how much he missed her. Now this time, Huma traveled to Greece without her husband and took not just one, but several photos showing how much she missed him throughout the entire trip.
She's got his arm around him in spirit.
Her faces are hilarious. I love that.
I
she
like
went
them
all
too.
out with it.
We should have some pictures of what his face looked like as he was back
Sitting
home
at home
working
without his
Just
visa.
pouting.
at his desk at work.
Yes.
So,
Bummed
pretty
out.
funny stuff.
Yeah. Way to make the best of, you know, an unfortunate situation. He couldn't go, but
Yeah,
it's
looks
memorable.
slightly less goofy taking selfies.
Yeah.
All right, time now for this morning's Tech Bites.
Here's ABC's Candace Gibson and Diane Macedo in New York.
Good Morning Richmond starts now.
Thanks for joining us for Good Morning Richmond at 6:30 for you this morning. Taking a live look now from our Virginia War Memorial camera. Looking kind of cloudy out there for you. Kind of hazy, a warm one once again. But thanks for joining us. I'm Amanda Malkowski.
I'm Morgan Dean.
And I'm Whitney Harris. We'll get to your headlines and news where you live in just a moment, but we always start with your Storm Tracker weather first. And I asked people on Facebook what they were going to do to get outside and enjoy the weather. Most of them said they weren't. They were just going to stay inside in the AC. That was the response I got. So
I can't
it's
blame
hot.
them.
You can't blame
Warm.
Especially when you step outside this morning. I mean, it feels vastly different this morning than yesterday. Yesterday wasn't as humid as it is this morning. This morning, it's really just nasty. And the reason for that dew point at 72, by the way, you see kind of the hazy sunshine, and there are some areas of fog out there, some low clouds around in some areas too. 73 degrees. Let's talk about what's happening right now. We have 71 in Lakeside, downtown Math Science Innovation Center, 78. It's steamy in Short Pump at 72, Glen Allen 73, same with Ashland. Mid-70s in Woodlake, Winter Park to the Richmond Zoo, low 70s for you, and around 75 for Colonial Heights and Petersburg. When we look at the satellite picture, we do note a few clouds overhead, but the showers and thunder showers from last evening and last night long gone now. We're going to be seeing another hot and humid day. That sun's going to bake us. We're going to warm up into the low 90s. And with that heat and humidity in play, I can't rule out that chance of a pop-up storm today. Best time frame 4 p.m. to about 7 p.m. Muggy this morning as you're heading to work, 77, 88 at the lunch hour. High today, as I mentioned, 92. Let's talk to Katie now about that morning commute. And Katie, are there any foggy areas that are causing problems?
None that are causing problems, Matt. In fact, I showed you not too long ago a few of our VDOT cameras down in the Petersburg area that were a little bit on the foggy side, but it's not bad enough to be causing any issues this morning. Now, I've pulled up the Richmond cameras. You can see a lot of them right here, although volume is picked up because it's rush hour. Really not much fog to speak of downtown. And you can see traffic is moving along just fine. The center of your screen, that's northbound I-95 going into the city at Maury Street. And then Belvedere here off to the right is a little bit heavier traveled, but no lanes closed here. So there really aren't any construction zones downtown that will be causing any delays for you. And actually, a lot of our construction starts around 9 a.m. So right now, we don't have much to speak of, but Old Buckingham Road, just a small little stretch that cut through that gets you to Huguenot Road, that's going to be closed in both directions until July 22nd. You can take the detour right through the bank parking lot there. It is okay to do that, VDOT says, but that is the detour to get around that closure.
Breaking news now.
This breaking news out of Henrico. This Wednesday morning, police are investigating a shooting that sent one person to the hospital.
8 News reporter Roxy Bustamante is live in Henrico with the latest. Roxy?
Good morning, Amanda. Still a very active crime scene here off Ocano Drive. Take a look. Police have been in and out of this Oakland Village apartment here. You can see the crime scene tape still blocking off the area. They've been kind of searching the area, getting any evidence they can. There's even a forensic unit that's out here now. This is what we know right now. They reported to a shooting here that happened just after 1 this morning. They found a man with a gunshot wound. He was rushed to the hospital. We're still waiting to learn more about his condition. Police say there is not a threat to the community, but no word yet on if they have a suspect or not. We're still waiting to learn more details as they continue in the beginning of this investigation. Of course, we'll keep you updated both here on 8 News and our website, WREC.com. Reporting in Henrico County, Roxy Bustamante, 8 News.
Our time right now, 6:34, and now to the ambush in Dallas. Funeral services will be held today for 3 of the 5 officers killed in that mass shooting last week. Family and friends will gather to remember Lauren Ahrens, Michael Smith, and Brent Thompson. Funerals for the other 2 officers will be held Friday and Saturday. And nearly 2,500 people gathered in Dallas yesterday to remember those officers killed in the ambush. And meanwhile, we're learning some new details about the gunman, Micah Johnson. He used a high-power rifle to target and kill white officers. Investigators believe he purchased 3 weapons legally. Amanda?
The son of the man who was shot and killed by police in Baton Rouge will address the media. For the first time, 15-year-old Cameron Sterling will make a public appearance to thank those who supported his family. His father, Alton Sterling, was killed during an altercation with police last week. Investigators are now looking into whether Sterling reached for a gun before he was shot. We're learning this morning a search warrant affidavit revealed police tried to use tasers on Alton Sterling before he reached for his gun, so they say. The man shot and killed by a police officer in Minnesota will be held this week. Philandro Castile will be laid to rest on Friday. Castile's girlfriend, she live streamed those shootings on Facebook Live, and the aftermath there has caused a lot of controversy. Morgan?
Coming up on 6:36 now, friends of a man who lost part of his leg after stepping on a homemade firework in New York Central Park are collecting money to help him out. They set up a GoFundMe campaign to help with medical expenses. So far, they've raised $42,000 towards a goal of $50,000. Connor Golden was in Central Park earlier this month when he stepped on a rock covering that homemade explosive. The college student from Fairfax lost his lower leg as well as his foot. Whitney?
Happening in the day ahead, it's mosquito season, and that means there are still some concerns about the Zika virus, including right here in Central Virginia. Our 8 News anchor, Evan Armour, is following this story. And Evan, health leaders are going to address all of this today, correct?
They are, Whitney. Today we expect to learn more about what the state is doing in response to the Zika virus. We already know there are more than 30 reported cases here in the Commonwealth. Health leaders have organized a news conference today to talk about 2 different things. First, what they're doing to help prevent the spread of the virus, and second, their plans to work together to address public health needs. Now, the state's health commissioner will be speaking today. We're also going to be hearing from the emergency management director of VCU Health System. She's going to be talking about being a hospital patient herself after she contracted an infectious disease. Now, for the latest information on the Zika virus, just click the links mentioned under the news tab at WRIC.com. Amanda?
The trial continues today for Russell Brown, who's accused of killing Master Trooper Junius Walker in Dinwiddie 3 years ago. After jury selection yesterday, the Commonwealth's attorney tells us 10 of the 28 people needed to be jurors and alternates have been selected. Brown is charged with capital murder and could face the death penalty. We'll continue following this case and bring you updates on air and at WRIC.com. Here at home, a candidate for Richmond City Council under fire for a Facebook post critics say glorifies violence and disrespects women. Dorian Daniels is running to represent the city's 3rd district. Over the weekend, he posted this Facebook profile picture. You can see Daniels inside a gun store, his finger on the trigger of a rifle. In the comments section you're seeing there, Daniels uses an emoticon appearing to be brought to tears by laughter at a friend's profane joke about shooting women.
He thought that was sort of respectable humor for someone who's going to be, again, representing, women in the city government, women and men.
Daniels has since deactivated his profile. In a statement to 8 News, Daniels apologizes for the photo, adding that he understands the emotions people are feeling in light of recent events.
6:38 now in the race for the White House. Donald Trump close to choosing a running mate. He's expected to make an announcement coming up on Friday. Possible choices are said to be Newt Gingrich and Indiana Governor Mike Pence.
I am endorsing Hillary Clinton.
There it is. Bernie Sanders endorsed Hillary Clinton for president at an event in New Hampshire yesterday. The two Democrats say they're stronger together to defeat Trump. Hillary Clinton is trying to win over young supporters who are still backing Bernie Sanders.
For every update from the race for the White House, head to WRIC.com and click Election 2016 under the News tab.
6:39 now on your Wednesday morning. We want to go back over to Matt to talk about the forecast. And I always like this forecast because it makes me dream about heading out to the bay or to the beach, Matt.
Sounds like a good day for it, Matt.
Absolutely. We have a lot of sunshine expected today, so why not cool off? Maybe you'll do a little boating off of Gloucester Point into the York River. UV index at 10 today, mainly sunny skies. Could be an isolated storm later today, but a high of 81. A high today of 88 to 90. Water temperature in the York River at 81. That's where my brain's going. What about Virginia Beach and Sandbridge? Nice, easy 2-hour drive, right, from many of us from the Richmond area. Water temperature 77. Waves running about 2 feet, 88 to 90. So that's not too bad. If you're going to be heading on down to, let's say, Corolla, Duck, Southern Shores, looking good there. 89 to 92. We have some clouds there now from some showers that have pushed off the coast. Quickly will become partly to mostly sunny. Water temperature, though, off of Duck down to 76. If you remember the other day, it was at 81. That water seems to flip quite a bit near Duck Pier for some reason. It just does, and you can feel it day by day. It changes. 73 Ashland, also in Richmond. 77 Williamsburg. We do have a few clouds around this morning. There are some areas of fog, but that's going to give way to a good amount of sunshine today, and expect a very hazy, hot and humid day with that chance of a late day storm. High today 92, and again, only a storm or two. Most of us won't even see them. Mid-90s for Thursday and Friday, still rolling that chance of a thunderstorm or two. Back over to you.
Local Barn Grill closing one of its locations in Richmond. We've got the information you need to know.
And Polaroid is making a comeback in a fun way. We'll tell you all about their new app in moments. Katie?
And cobblestone reconstruction has part of Canal Street closed in both directions between 13th Street and Virginia Street. This is actually ongoing until November 22nd. You can still get by, but for a long stretch of time through November, expect delays in that area. We'll have more on the traffic that's impacting the weather where you live, or traffic that's impacting where you live. All of that coming up.
6:45 now on your Wednesday morning, recapping our top stories today. A woman's recovering after being stabbed at Midlothian Village Apartments. Richmond police got that call around 9:45 last night saying that 7 people were shot. Then another call saying there was a stabbing. When they arrived, they found one woman with life-threatening injuries from a stabbing. Henrico police investigating a shooting at an apartment complex. Rexy Bustamante will have the latest live on the investigation coming up in about 5 minutes for you.
News where you live in Richmond. The city's interim city manager issues a statement on the declaration to cut salaries. City council approved a 10% pay cut for full-time city employees over the next 6 months. It's all up to make up for that $17 million shortfall. Durana Moore Belton sent us this statement. I placed 4 personnel budget reduction options in front of City Council, all of which impacted myself and council appointees. I have no problem with the same 10% reduction, nor being treated as every other employee. We're all in this together. The cuts will go into effect July 23rd, impacting paychecks on August 12th. Locally owned restaurant chain Sports Page Bar and Grill has announced that it's closing one of its locations in the West End. That location on John Rolfe Parkway, it's closed its doors. The remaining restaurants are still open for business. Whitney?
Well, Polaroid is launching a new app for iPhones that allows users to publish and view 1-second video clips. The app is called Polaroid Swing, and it's an effort for the company to compete with Instagram. The company says an Android version is in the works. The app is free to download. And the 2016 ESPY Awards are tonight right here on 8 News. And this year, the award show will be hosted by John Cena. The presenters include Justin Timberlake, Steph Curry, Usher, who I love, and Vice President Joe Biden. The show all starts at 8 p.m. right here on 8 News. And you still have time to enter the ESPY's contest. Select who you think will win the Best Male Athlete, Best Female Athlete, and Best Championship Performance. If you guess right in each category, you have a chance of winning a $250 Visa gift card and $250 to Richmond Surgical Arts. You can check it all out on our website, WRIC.com. And at 6:47, let's get another check of our forecast. Hot, humid, hazy. What else can we say about it, Matt?
Exactly that. I mean, those are the 3 main ingredients: hazy, hot, and humid conditions, and the chance of those isolated storms. Great picture captured by our own Morgan Dean last night. Thanks, Morgan. Anytime you see a picture, please take a nice shot of it and send it to me, and we'll be able to put it up on the air. But this was looking westbound last evening. You can see the thunderstorm developing. It hits the top of the atmosphere. The winds are blowing quickly. That's where we find our anvil, or the kind of blow off of the clouds. And pretty good stuff. Great storms last night for some of you, providing some beneficial rains. Now, each and every afternoon for the next 8 days, we do run that risk of seeing a few isolated storms because of the hot and humid conditions. No washouts, no big weather systems coming at us, just heat and humidity. In fact, mid-90s for the next couple of days. Take a look at what's happening outside right now. Still downtown, 78 degrees, really steamy. 73 in Mechanicsville, 72 for Short Pump, mid-70s Glen Allen this morning as you're leaving the house heading into work. 74 Woodlake, 71 at Skin Quarter, the Richmond Zoo. Not bad in Matoaka, 71. Mid-70s Colonial Heights and Petersburg, Varina at 74. We have a few clouds out there right now. Some of you have a little light fog. That's all going to burn off. We're going to see partly to mostly sunny skies today. Heat and humidity building. And again, a pop-up shower storm. By the way, these showers in West Virginia see falling apart, so no real impact for our weather today other than just to keep more moisture in the air. Here's the forecast. Partly sunny, hot, humid, 92. Could see an isolated storm from about 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. When you look at the breakdown, 77 at 8 o'clock, into the mid to upper 80s at noon today. Take lunch outside if you don't mind the humidity, but it really is going to feel pretty stiff out there. And then 92 by 4 o'clock. And even this evening, you're going to be out and about, maybe grilling on the back deck for dinner. Still really steamy with mid-80s through 8 p.m. Here's Futurecast, 12:30 this afternoon, partly sunny. I think Futurecast a little bit aggressive in trying to produce a few thunderstorms at this point, but certainly 4 p.m. to 7 p.m., you see that risk here of some pop-up showers and storms. And then overnight tonight, partly cloudy, muggy. Tomorrow, sunshine to begin your day. And in the afternoon, the chance of some pop-up showers and storms. Real hot tomorrow, 96, 95 on Friday. A weak cold front passes through Friday night. It drops the temperatures a touch for Saturday, Sunday, and cuts the humidity a bit as well. But the heat and humidity certainly returning early next week. Let's go over to Katie now.
And even right downtown travel, 650 this Wednesday morning. Not too bad. Remember, it's rush hour. We're going to see the volume, but no lanes are closed. Maybe just a little bit slower than the speed limit. I-95 at Belvedere, it seems to be a little bit heavier traveled area, but we'll talk more about other lanes that are closed around town coming up in your full traffic report straight ahead.
All right, 6:50 as we head to break. We want to see what Juan and Christina have for us. Coming up tonight on 8 News at 5 p.m.
Good morning.
Good morning. Have you heard of the milkshake diet? It is getting a lot of buzz online.
Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want to lose weight that way. Milkshakes are delicious. The question is, does it really work?
And the bigger question, are they really milkshakes?
Stay with us today. We'll have the latest on this story coming up on 8 News at 5.
6:54 now, coming up in minutes on Good Morning America.
The latest on the serial sniper terrorizing one of America's biggest cities.
And the Facebook post going viral, a dad's hilarious video in support of breastfeeding moms. We'll explain what's happening. Well, it's all coming up on Good Morning America. Roxy?
Breaking news now.
Breaking news out of Henrico County this morning. Take a look behind me. Police have been out here at the Oakland Village Apartments for hours now, investigating a shooting that they say happened here early this morning and sent one man to the hospital. Now, investigators tell me it happened just after 1 this morning when they found a man with a gunshot wound. He was rushed to the hospital. We are still waiting to learn more about his condition, but we see a forensics team out here and many police out here going in and out of that apartment, gathering evidence and really searching the area to figure out what exactly happened. Right now, they're telling me that there is not a threat to the community and people are allowed to go in and out of the apartment complex out here, but no word yet on if they have a suspect or could know who possibly was the gunman here this morning. Of course, we'll keep you updated with the investigation as it continues. Reporting in Henrico County, Roxy Bustamante, 8 News.
Almost 6:56 now. We expect to learn more today about what the state is doing in response to the Zika virus. This afternoon, health leaders are getting together to talk about the Zika virus. They'll cover what the state is doing to prevent it and how hospitals and health systems are working with the state to prepare to respond to Zika-related needs that could come up. The news conference set for 1 o'clock today. Katie?
And now for a few delays here. Again, we have a construction zone. This is I-95 southbound, right near the Petersburg area, and you're seeing the delays. There's actually only one lane closed. The left lane is closed, I-95 southbound, again in the Petersburg area. This is I-95, that's I-95 at the 85 interchange, and then this is near Crater Road, so you could definitely see some delays. Now again, there's only that one left lane closed as far as I know, so unless there's an accident that just happened that's causing these delays, it's just due to a construction zone. But regardless, we are seeing delays southbound through the Petersburg area. Other construction zones, we have lanes closed on Canal Street, both directions in between 13th and Virginia Street. They're doing cobblestone reconstruction. That work goes through November 22nd. Matt?
All right, we're talking about muggy conditions out there. I mean, really, really muggy. If you thought yesterday was humid, today, even like levels above that. 73 outside right now, partly sunny at 8 o'clock this morning, 77. We're going to push up to 88 by the lunch hour, top out today at 92. And like the past couple of days, I can't rule out that risk of an isolated thunderstorm or two. We're going to be in the mid-90s for Thursday and Friday, heat index pushing 100. And with that being said, still that chance of that isolated storm. In fact, each and every afternoon, we run the risk of a few isolated storms. Notice, by the way, Saturday and Sunday, humidity drops a touch, so do the temperatures just a little bit. But then we're talking low 90s to mid 90s for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That's kind of what we're looking at there. So again, it's July, it's typical weather. You gotta just grin and bear, I guess.
Amanda playing with her hair.
Well, ladies, I'm going to tell you, you're going to be playing with your hair a lot today.
When you walk out the door, it's probably going to poof up immediately.
Get that straightener. Yes. Or just give up and put it in a ponytail.
Whatever.
Do we have a poofy hair icon that we can put on your mat, Matt?
We should. We need to get one. We need to create one. We could just make it ourselves. Just take a picture of our hair later on today.
Be careful. It's a poofy hair day in Emporia.
Go stand outside for 10 minutes, take a photo. We could use that as the icon.
There you go.
That's true.
That's right.
Very true.
Or just take like an 80s hairband.
That works too. Don't hit your head
Or
on the
your
table.
mullet from back in the 80s.
I'm lightheaded now.
We'll see you back in 25 minutes. Always on at